Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Heineken Green Room. I will be your host for this event. I go by the name of Torae. And I'm a motherfucking fan of hip-hop. We got hip-hop lovers in this bitch tonight? I wasn't loud enough. I'm talking about, do you love hip-hop? Do you breathe it? Do you feel it in your soul? That's what I'm talking about, man. Listen, this guy I have to my left is an amazing... My brother. An amazing human being, a father, an author, a husband, an entrepreneur, a straight up G, and he's your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. Let's make some noise for the, long before Jamie St. Patrick, the original ghost. Make some noise for my brother Styles, please. What's good, family?
Chilling, brother. Chilling.
Good to see you. Good to see you, man. Looking amazing as always.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother. We will definitely get into that. I wanted to start with obviously the new project right now. G-Host is out there.
Yeah.
But it just dawned on me that we just hit 16 years since Gangsta the Gentleman.
Yeah.
Your original solo offering.
Yeah.
How much has your life changed in that 16 years?
So much, tremendously. I've grown a lot in 16 years. I feel like, growing is not just a physical thing, it's kind of inside thing. So I feel as time goes by and the years go on, I just keep growing. Like, I've grown into a more mature man, a little wiser, a little sharper, a little smarter, a little more relaxed. So I just felt like I've grown, like, you know what I mean? I've grown and matured, and I'm just got a lot more growing and maturing to do, but it's a process,
As you look back, on 16 years ago, talk to me about your mindset going into that original first solo album, coming off of such a super powerful, three-man group, to stepping out and doing your own thing. What were some of the things going through your mind as you wanted to release your solo offering?
I wanted it to be me. I really wanted to give a firm description kind of myself of who I was, because when you're in a group, and especially Shine My Brothers, when you're in a group, it's easier and it's more difficult. It's easier because you have less work to do,
right?
But then you have to have the work like sincerely on point because you have less work to do, so It has to be more on point, and then you have to make sure it fits in with the story of what your partners are saying. But when you go solo and you making a solo body of work, you get to tamper with the inner makings and the inner, and your demons, your soul, your pluses, your negatives, how you view yourself in the past, how you view yourself in the future. So when I was putting together a Gangsta and a Gentleman, it was important for me, I guess, to really let people know I was a gentleman as well as a gangster. That was my main thing. Like, right. I wanted everybody from the hood to know, like, I'm a gangster and this is what I do, but I'm also a gentleman. So for me, that was like a main focus. And then also at the time, when I did my solo album, I wasn't expected to do good. Like, you know what I mean? I was by the label. I wouldn't say expected to do good. I think they forecast me for somewhere like 40,000 units being sold, and that would have been cool even at that time, but I ended up going like 800,000 plus. So I think they didn't understand mixtape ghosts.
Right.
Like, they knew Styles from the Locks, but they wasn't really paying attention to what I was building on the side on my own. Like, you know what I'm saying, from the mixtape. So it was, I had a chip on my shoulder, definitely, but more so I just wanted to, my fans and people who like love my work or love my music or like me as an MC to really take home something they felt was authentic as an artist. I feel that's the most important thing, is just give up some authenticity where people could listen to it and it grab your soul and you be like, yeah, that's, I fucks with that.
Yeah, you've never been on your solo offerings afraid to delve into, talk about topics. I mean, you make so many amazing songs, from like, you could do a Blowing Money Fast with Ross, but you could also do a I'm Black to Blow Your Mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many different facets we get from Styles P. Do you feel like you have a chip on your shoulder or something to prove every time you go out with a new offering?
Definitely, like for myself, for the craft. I feel like as an MC, you have to, in anything you do, you have to respect the craft so the craft respects you. the minute you stop respecting the craft is most likely the minute it stopped respecting you. So for me, you know, I'm not a tall guy. I wasn't granted the left hand, like, you know what I mean? So for me, MCing is my basketball, it's my boxing, it's my mixed martial arts. So I look at it like I have to train for this, like to remain on top of my game. The minute I feel like I'm that dude and I feel like lazy and I don't feel like I got something to prove is the minute most likely I start getting whacked.
Word.
In my mind.
How do you feel you've been able to like just sustain, you know what I'm saying, just that same intensity and that same level of respect and, you know, the pen, like if another basketball analogy, like you ain't lose a step, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like what do you attribute that to?
Love of the craft, man. I love this shit. Like I don't like the game. Like, you know, I'm not the.
I wanted to get into that.
I do not like the game. I'm probably like anybody who knows me. I know I'm pretty cool, laid back, relaxed.
Right.
I ain't with the hoopla of the industry though. I'm with let's do business.
Right.
Let's get to the bread. But I love the craft. Like you could be anybody from anywhere. If you said a dope rhyme, I love it. Like, you know what I mean? I just love the art of MCing. I feel like, you know, because I often feel MCs aren't given the genius title that's deserved. Like to play with words in a fashion done under distress. Because a lot of people look at you and go, you're a rapper, you make money, you know, you got jewelry, you got a car, you got a house, you got yada, 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 you have fame, you have this and that. But they never think about all the shit you have to go through and still create. Exactly. And still sit down and, you know, smoke my joint and think of a rhyme. It doesn't matter what, you know, how fucked up I am, how tired I am. Nobody gives a fuck about the fans who want to hear something. Don't want to. They give a fuck, but they don't give a fuck.
Deliver. They want you to deliver.
So you got to deliver. So I think people often don't understand the mind power it takes to kind of do this. So I really respect the craft and anybody. I really respect all artistic crafts, to be honest, not just MCing.
Right.
Anything where you're artistic and you wake up and you go to sleep, because when you're in the art, most likely sometimes that shit possesses you.
Of course.
And it takes like there's some days I lay down and I just think of the rhymes and I don't want to, like, you know, I just want to lay down.
And it's just rhymes.
But it's just rhymes going through the head. So I think I just really respect the craft, and especially when you're lucky to make it in here. I felt like, to be honest, I didn't never have to be here. Like, you know what I mean? I was fortunate enough to slide my way out of a few situations. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I always take it as, damn, if I would have got caught up in that situation, I would have never even had a chance to make music, period. They would have never, you know, I would have been another nice dude in jail on the streets. So I take all of that into consideration. Especially those who came before us, who paved that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think I take all of that into consideration as an MC. Like, I think about Rakim, Kane, Coogee Rap, KRS, Chuck, how they laid down. Those are my masters. I look at it like those are my grandmasters. You know, I look what they did to get here and pave the way for us. EPMD, so many to name. I'm not trying to leave nobody out, but you try to stay on your game, like, you know what I'm saying? And I think when you just want to supply words, you really just try to stay on your game, because it goes like this. You ain't once you come in the game and you was the hottest, after that 4 or 5 years pass by, now you got
cycle.
Yeah, you ain't the hottest no more. Now it's gonna come on to, are you really nice? And what's about your craft? Then another 5 years is even more so. Then another 5 years is even more so. So I look at it like, I'm fortunate enough to be in the game, like, you know what I'm saying? To be able to rhyme this long and people to be able to, anybody even to be interested for me to sit on this couch, I'm very thankful. I'm humbled by it, because most people don't make it this long.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, you said your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. It was a great bar, but it was also the truth. I think your level of respect in the game, you know, and I think that's a big thing. Like, is Styles P the most famous household name? Maybe not. But when you're talking about bars, when you're in them real conversations, that barbershop talk, your name comes up, and especially amongst your peers, you know, some of the people that you've named, as well as the younger generation. You know, I see you with a Dave East, a Young M.A., a Don Q, and myself, you know what I'm saying, artists on the come up, and you still garner that same respect from both generations. And I think that you know, you're one of those MCs that really bridge that gap between, you know, from Big's era to right now, you know what I'm saying, still having that longevity and respect. Talk to me about how difficult it was, like, after coming out and being on and being known and being in the game, when you had to do that little bit. What was that, like, what when that happened to you, what was going through your mind?
That was horrible, dog. It was really horrible because, like I said, I wasn't projected to do well on Gangsta and the Gentleman. Then it was doing well. I had to go to jail. And I did a county stint before that, but this one was different because I was famous. I was Styles P from the Locks, and you know, they know me in every hood and all of that. So, you know, I really took into consideration, like, damn, I'm really away from my family. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like a slave. I lost touch with. I was getting money, so I kind of lost touch with culture. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why, like, so many things was hitting me at once. Like, I started to remember, like, everything that was just valuable, and just started realizing even how small shit that you never looked at as valuable is pretty much valuable. Like, taking a breath in on a nice warm day and just looking at an animal run by, or being able to look at the sun, or, you know, because when you're incarcerated, especially, like, I'm a person that doesn't like to be told what to do. So when you're trying to visit your family and you gotta, you know, they telling you lift your nuts, split your ass cheeks, open your mouth, bend down, yada, yada, yada. And, you know, you living with so much on your mind, it really fucks with you. So I took that, opened my eyes to a lot, and it matured me much, much more. And then also, I think it kept me balanced, and it kept me humbled. So I kind of understood, never forget where you're from, because people where you from go through this shit all the time. And sometimes you get a way out and you make it, and then you sort of forget, damn, people actually go through this. So for me, it was like an eye opener, just to, like, how life works, how shit goes, and just stay on point. And then it was an eye opener also to fix my attitude, fix my way of being, because I came from the streets to rap with a street mentality. So I wasn't, like, you know what I mean? I never believed in that I need somebody else to hold me down or protect me, or, like, I never believed, you know, and I also, Sheik says I have a Napoleon complex, tells me this. But I always feel like, you know, as a man, I'm going somewhere, if I got good energy and I'm not bothering nobody, I should be cool. But if something happens, as a man, I'm gonna make sure I get up out of there. But it used to be with more of a bad temper and an ego and a certain bravado that comes from the hood. I was ignorant too, like, you know. Cool. But we are also designed, you know what I'm saying, like, trained to be that way. Yeah, so if you walk in a room full of wolves, and you're not an alpha, and you a sheep, you forget about it. So I think I overdid it though. Like, you know, I was on the streak of overdoing it. So you know, it humbled me though. It fixed me up. No doubt. It fixed me up.
And I think that, you know, the way that translates throughout your persona, also in the music, you know, people respect that authenticity, and that's something that resonates. Like, you don't got to be a street dude to respect the street story, the element. And if you're a real street dude, you respect it because you see right through that real. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can see when somebody perpetrating, and you can see when it's dead real. Talk to me about your forays into authorship, and obviously being an MC and writing amazing bars is one aspect of writing, but also, you know, as you got into your books.
Invincible, it was something I wanted to do. I'm working on 2 other books.
For a while.
I think, you know, I just wanted to have something else to do when I'm done with music too. I never want to stop being creative. Like, I always want to be able to use my mind. Shout out to my partner Poobs too. I write shitload of scripts too, man. Poobs and myself. So I like to play with words. I like to have a good time. I like to tell stories. I like to be creative. I like to paint a picture. I'm definitely, the Locks album will be done this year.
Okay.
The Locks album.
We can clap for that, ladies and gentlemen. The Locks album will be done this year.
That'll be done this year. So probably top of the year, I start taking my time out there. It's so hard. I have a lot of jobs.
You got all types of business.
I have some into a lot of things. So, but I just want to be creative. Like, you know what I mean? When it's over, I want my music fans, I want to be able to bring them with me. to the book and film world and still share my mind and my batshit craziness with them. Like, you know what I mean?
No doubt.
You know.
Speaking of the locks, let me ask you a question real quick. How long have you Styles, Jada, and Sheik? How long have they gone without speaking? Like, obviously, you brothers and you work together. And one thing that we all commend the locks for is from the beginning till right now. Publicly, there's never been any disputes, any spats. You guys haven't broke up. You know, like if you do your solo endeavors, there's always somebody from the team, or even when you come out and do your shows, Luch might pop up, or you might pop up at a Kiss show. But behind the scenes, as it should be, I'm sure brothers go through shit. How long have you guys gone without speaking or vibing with each other?
Nah, we talk it out.
Talk it out right there on the spot?
It out, yeah. I mean, you might take a day or two to play the cut, lay low,
for a minute.
You know what I mean? But I think we take our brotherhood before anything else. Like, we came in together, broke, fucked up with a mission. Like, you know what I mean? And we said, we promised each other. Besides the locks, it's bigger than us. Like, we from a certain town. We from Yonkers, New York, where you just move a certain way, and it was more than just our crew. So Lucha Kiss is from this block, this homie's from that block, I'm from that block. He go to this school, he go to that school, he go to that school, but we all as a crew, we picking each other up. We meeting up at a spot, we going to this dude block, so we always had a movement that we believed in when nobody believed in Yonkers. There was no, you heard of everything. You heard Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Staten Island, but you never heard
y'all
Yonkers.
was tight when Staten Island got popular.
So, you know,
like Staten Island?
So we had a chip on our shoulders to be like, okay, we're going to make it, but we also notice how people make it and then it's not the same. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can't, if somebody's your brother, that's your brother. Whatever arguments, disputes you have, that should be like a brotherhood. That's a camaraderie. Right. That's something you handle on the side. The industry, this, you shitting on your brother or over money, over female, over he say, she say, ego, pride, those things, that kind of meant y'all wasn't really brothers like that in the first place. Like, y'all had shit in between y'all that y'all wasn't saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or you was afraid to move a certain way, or what you knew about each other that you don't say nothing about, you didn't figure a way to work around that or work with it, or you know what I mean? So I think we always just took ourselves as, we ain't doing that shit. That shit is corny. Like, that shit is like that. It's a big disappointment too, because as a rap and hip hop fan, like, besides anything else, my heart's been broken plenty of times. Like, like from
when EPMD broke, when
that hurt,
when that spilled out into the public, I was devastated.
Like when that happened to Dipset, that hurt. With Hov and Dame, that hurt. G-Unit, even people like that. If we wasn't speaking at the time or seeing something, just to see something like that is damn, like, oh man, because that's a movement you love and respect. Like, you know what I'm saying? So certain things that just hurt because you want to see people together, because it's like that picture, they came in together, they look good, they gave you a vibe, they gave you an energy, and you want to see, you know, teamwork make the dream work. Camaraderie is what counts, because if you got to do it by yourself, who wants to be at the top by themselves? Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's definitely people that's like that, but I'm more or less all shine. Like, let's all shine. Let's get this chip. Let's all shine. And I just want to sit. I just want to sit in the cut, smoke and enjoy it, and look while we all laughing and having a ball. Like, you know what I mean? I think, you know.
Let me ask you.
Best way.
As a hip hop fan, you mentioned, you know, some of the other crews like G Unit, like Dipset. What was your favorite, like, lyrical engagement to be in? You know, like the when the battle started happening. What was like the most what's the word I'm looking for? Like, just the most combative.
G Unit was fun.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed G Unit because it was fun. We had no, and like, we wasn't stupid. Like, with Beans and Rockefeller, it was personal. It was like, if I see one of them right now, it's on sight. Like, it was more so on that because I had love for them. We came from the same background, same time, we shared rooms together, we already hung out, we done made songs together. So it was more ego and pride involved in that. Like, with G Unit, we didn't have any ego and pride involved. It was more like sportsman, like,
copy.
Oh, we about to,
we
just gonna, that's how we was taking it. Like, we just gonna go in. Like, this is gonna be fun, because we was looking at it like, Because LOX is realistic as fuck. We were saying, why would he do this? Like, he's winning too much right now. He's making too much money to come fuck with us. Like, you know what I mean? Because we love 50. We was fans of G Unit. Banks too. Like, I love G Unit. So, but when it's going down, you don't give a fuck. Like, with anybody. It's like, especially when you're in that mode, it's like, I can't wait for somebody to say something. So I can just fucking roast the shit out of y'all. Like, you know what I mean? But with that, we wasn't ignorant. Like the Rockefeller shit, we was ignorant, and some ignorant shit could have happened. G Unit was like, we ain't gonna shoot 50, we ain't shoot banks, and we ain't even knowing that time right now. Absolutely. Unless that time called for, but we ain't. That wasn't in our heart, like, you know what I mean? I
mean, I think the battle and just like lyrical combating is good for the sport, it's good for the culture.
Definitely.
And especially as, the time goes on and we move away from lyricism in the mainstream, it takes a nice little spark to get everybody back jarred into it.
All rappers are too friendly with each other.
They are. In the NBA too, the shit is disgusting. Beef, man. Somebody be mad at somebody else.
Gotta get a little mad at
What was your take on this latest Drake and Pusha thing?
Pusha won that.
Pusha got that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Drake shouldn't have did Drake should just stay Drake. That's how I looked at it. Like, you know what I mean? He's probably slept on Pusha, and then he threw a nice. He came out nice first round. It was
definitely had a great first round.
His first round was crazy. Then Pusha threw a left that put him on a knee.
Good boxing analogy.
It wasn't a knockout. Right. It was definitely
dropped into one knee.
Yeah, it was a knee standing count. But then it was squashed. But I think it was good. I think I don't think that would have. When you have people that successful and making that much money and on top, definitely get at each other, and you're supposed to do that, but you don't want to go in too far. You know what I'm saying? And those are two young gentlemen who make a lot of money, very successful, and I felt like I kind of seen how that was gonna go, regardless. Just kind of knowing.
I needed a couple more rounds.
How the field works.
I needed a couple more rounds. I ain't need the ref to stop in the middle of the fight. I needed 2 more rounds at least.
I ain't need it neither, but I understood it. I understood it.
Because underlying is a lot of money.
Because you don't want to, one thing as fans, we think about one thing, but even as me in the lab, I was like, Drake should just leave this alone, because you're going to dive into something you don't want to really dive into. There's going to be too much, and then egos and pride. And I didn't think nothing bad was going to happen, though. I didn't see that in the future. But when you're making that much money, like we in hip hop, and this is what we gotta remember as fans, we gotta want to see it greasy and get greasy, but you don't want to see nobody losing their bags, just for the sake of everybody being able to talk shit, and that don't really fit Drake. If it was more fitting, I would be like.
But I wasn't mad. I wasn't mad that he, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's MC and this lyricism. So
I really felt like this about him. This is how I personally felt. I look at me personally. I always just say, I had him after the ghostwriting allegations, because I love his music. Probably, I'm pretty sure he writes a lot of his own shit, but he did have people write for him. So that puts you in a box with. You're a superstar already. Just stay in your superstar box. Be on your Diddy. You sing. You harmonize. You rap. Don't start fucking with your bag because you worry about what we saying down here. You know what I'm saying? You didn't care about that when you did the other shit. So you got to stay. You got to stay on your shit. You know what I'm saying? Now imagine if he would have kept going, and it would have got ugly. He might have not been that successful. With how successful it is.
Streams in the first
week.
People
forgot it. Now, if he would have kept going and it kept getting washed, kept losing,
you jeopardized the bag.
You jeopardized the bag, you know what I'm saying? So you don't need to do that. Just stay. You don't need to fuck with nobody on that tip neither, though. Just do what you do.
Do what you do.
Get that money. You're a superstar.
Sell out these arenas.
Sell out the arenas. Get your shit. I think that's what we got to do as elders in hip hop. State what should be stated without being emotional about it, because these young fellas get checks. You guys are able to get checks we weren't able to get. We were able to get checks that our forefathers weren't able to get, so on. So we definitely want to keep it competitive. We definitely want it to be ugly. Everybody don't got to be buddy, especially, but burn somebody. When you're in the studio on a track with them, if it's like you should be aiming to gun them down. I'm gunning you down if we in the studio together and it's one of them kind of records. I'm definitely not here for you to have the best verse.
Yeah, you're going to bust my ass.
Yeah, like, so, I didn't come here for that. So I think we just got to keep it, be very competitive, shit on your opponent. Shit on your enemies, fully shit too.
All the way.
No mercy. Take the head off.
Oh shit.
But don't fuck with the bag.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Put the brakes on with the bag.
Before we get out of here, this is the Heineken Green Room. Shout out to Heineken for having us.
Word up.
I definitely want to talk to you about Juices for Life and Pharmacy for Life too.
Yeah.
Definitely, let's clap it up for that first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? You see me in Juices for Life all the time, you know what I mean? And I'm from the other side of town, but I come through when I don't feel like cleaning the juicer. I come give y'all that money. You know what I mean? Talk to me about the importance of why, opening a juice bar in the hood and, the one in Yonkers. And obviously I see you guys expanding even more. But just talk to me about why it was important for you to do that.
Just balance, y'all. I think often in our community we suffer from a lot of things. A lot of diseases. We also don't have enough health insurance.
Right.
I had to go. But we have to balance out what we put in our body. I do maintain a plant-based diet, but I don't push veganism and you got to eat plants on everybody. I would suggest you just stay informed of what you put in your body, because the easiest way to kill the masses is through food, water, and miseducation. A lot of us live certain lives. Like I drink, I smoke pot, I don't sleep enough, I work a lot of hours. Sometimes I exercise all the way on point, sometimes I don't. But I think it's just about balance and wanting to take care of yourself, your family, your community, your friends. And it just goes a long way with, because teamwork really makes the dream work. And it's not a joke when they say it takes a village to raise a child. So we have to keep this in mind for the next generation coming on. You have to watch what you're putting in your body. You have to kind of be like, if you think about it, y'all, like, if everybody mostly, like, I could tell you I got these sneakers from here, this shirt from here, these shorts, yada, 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 from where, but you should know the same thing about where your food's coming from. That's a big thing. And then also, everybody in here, I'm pretty sure you wash your ass, your mouth, your private parts, and all of that 2 to 3 times a day. But when is the last time you wash your insides or you cleanse your insides? Like, you got to think about your insides. If you eat certain foods and certain things, you got to look at your insides, like the bottom of the garbage disposal or the dishwasher, like all that gook that may be in your insides. So with knowing that kind of controls our energy, our chemical balance and all of that, we just try to say balance it out. Like, we try to eat fruits, veggies, and spread a little good love and just put life back in our body. And just really try to take care of people, man. The real thing is I give a fuck about people, I guess, at the end of the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you kind of just we go through a lot, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you see, it's 2018, we still dealing with racism. It's 2018, women still get the unfair shake and
the whack wages
and men do bullshit at the job and this and that. We at a time where we have to look for common denominators and things that bring us together and uplift us. Everybody's not a pot smoker like me, so we go to the other plant. Other plants, which is fruits and veggies. So we find common denominators just to unify ourselves and uplift where we from and people where we from. And just kind of, you need balance, y'all. You need that balance because, one, a lot of us in here are adults. We've made a decision of what we're going to do, how we're going to eat, how we're going to live. Yada, yada, yada. And you could do all of this shit and slip on a peanut and break your fucking neck.
Right.
Like, anything can happen.
Whatever's written is written.
But you just kind of want to, if you have kids at home, your kids watch you. Like, your kids mimic what you do. And you just kind of want them to know what they putting in their body. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, we all have flaws. We all have hang-ups. We all do different things. Us at Juices for Life, we just try to say, just throw a little balance in your body and just put some good energy in your body and just try to spread the word and just feel good. Like you come in a place, you see what we do. We're about a good vibe.
Yeah, it's great.
You see, it's a melting pot. You see every
Great
race,
energy.
every face. You can see Bloods, Crips, Cops, Asians,
Yeah, little
Latinos,
kids,
blacks,
OGs,
little kids,
right.
OGs, yada yada yada. But when it's about family, that's what it's all about, y'all. It's about your family, your friends, your community, and just you giving back a little, and just treating yourself good is giving back, because people gonna look at you and look at you doing it, and they're gonna do the same. Your aunt might start using a juicer if she see you juicing.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean? Your homie might start walking if he see you getting up and walking and exercising. Like bad energy spreads, but good energy spreads very, very well when it's proper. Like, you know
That's
what I'm
real.
saying?
Make some noise for that, ladies and gentlemen. Clap it up. Now, we could do this for another few hours, man. You got so much history. I want to thank Heineken Green Room for having us. Let's make some noise for Styles P one more time, man. A gangster, but most definitely a gentleman. The new project, G-Host is out there right now. Just dropped it, mate. So if you ain't got that, get that.
Physical's coming this month.
Yes, with some bonus music, right?
Yeah, some bonus.
And we gotta get back in as well, too.
Let's go.
No doubt, no doubt.
Here,
Y'all clap it up, make some noise for Styles P, ladies and gentlemen. Make your way out the Juices for Life if you haven't. Thank you for being here.